is Professor Theoceratops, and may I introduce you to Digging Deeper Bite-Sized. Hello, and welcome to the 4th episode of Digging Deeper Bite-Sized. It gladdens my heart to know that you are joining me today. Now, I thought I might start off with a question. Now, I have a fantastic question from Victoria at Saturday. Now, Victoria asks, she says, how can we believe in God if we can't see him? Now, this is a great question, particularly because I have never seen God with my own eyes. I've never seen him, okay? So how can I believe in him? Well, you see, God knows that we can't see him. And so he does a number of things so that we can know him, and we should know him and believe in him. The first ginormous thing that he does is this: the Bible. He tells us what he is like. He tells us the things he likes. He tells us what he has done. He tells us what he will do in the future. You see, we can know God because he tells us about himself in the Bible. And secondly, we can believe in God because Jesus came down to earth. Now, in the Bible, in John chapter 1, verse 18, it actually says this. It says, "No one has ever seen God, but God, the one and only, who is at the Father's side, has made him known." We can believe God because Jesus came to earth to show us God, because he is God. It's all in here, in the Bible. We don't need to see God to believe in him, just like I don't need to see someone in the other room to know they're there. They can just shout to me through the door, and I can believe that they're there. Honey, I'm in the other room. Oh yes, thank you, dear. Thank you, okay. God has spoken to us, not through a door, no, but in the Bible, and through his Son. And that is how we can believe in him, even if we can't see him. Not yet, anyway. We will see him one day. Oh, what a day it will be. Now, Victoria, I hope that answers your question. And please, you and everybody else, stay tuned, because the rest of the episode is about to happen. Now, for the first few episodes of Digging Deeper Bite-Sized, we looked into God's godness. What makes him God? Now, I'd suggest to look up those other videos if you missed them, because today we'll be looking at a new idea. It's a concept known as monotheism. Monotheism. Now, it sounds like a tricky word, but it's actually quite simple. You see, mono equals one. Theism equals God. Put them together and you get one God. There is only one God. Not two, not three, not 330 million. No. There is only one God. Now, may I encourage you to pause the video and grab your Bibles and open up to the verse of 1 Corinthians chapter 4. No, chapter 8. 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 4. And I will open up in the big Bible here. So please open up to 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 4. It says this: "So then, about eating food sacrificed to idols, we know that an idol is nothing at all in the world, and that there is no God but one." You see, there is only one God. There are no other gods. There is no other God than God. God is the only God. Anyone else who thinks they're a God is not God, because God is the only God. There is only one God, so any other God thinks they're God is not God, because there is only one God. Oh my goodness. Do you understand? There is only one God. There's only one God who is all-powerful. There is only one God who knows everything. There is only is only one God who is in control of absolutely everything. There is only one God who made us and everything else. And that is the God of the Bible. That is Jesus. Now, I imagine that fact is not too hard for you young pups to understand, to wrap your minds around. But let me explain to you a couple of things about it, a couple of very interesting and important things. If there was more than one God, then none of them could be all-powerful, because they would all stop each other from doing things they wanted to do. Therefore, we couldn't trust them the way that we can trust God. They might disagree with each other. Who would we follow? Who would we worship? But no, no, there is only one God. One God that we can trust to look after us, because He is all-powerful. One God who can protect us, because He is stronger than everyone else. One God who is totally in control of everything. And that means one God who is worthy of all our worship. He is the only one who deserves us to give Him all of our love. Now, we ought to love other people, yes, but not as much as we love God. We ought to respect other people, yes, but not as much as we respect God. You see, God is the only God. He deserves us to give Him all our love. He deserves our whole lives, because He is the only God, the only one better than everyone else. And do you know what tops some warm soup on a winter's evening? This God, the only God, is our God. He is our God. For everyone who trusts in Jesus, they become God's people. The only God's people. That's the only kind of people to be, because God is the only God. So please, always work harder to dig deeper into the Bible, even if it is just in bite-sized pieces. I am Professor Theoceratops, and God is the only God. Goodbye.